This program is brought to you by Emory University.
Okay, you people, I have to tell you, this is one of my favorite nights of the year, and it has been for a long time. I am instructed and re-instructed every year on what a woman ought to be, because we have these extraordinary women every year who make me feel extraordinarily inadequate. And I am so proud to be able to read to you the accomplishments of the women who have been nominated and selected as the Unsung Heroines for 2015. I believe the dedication, collective spirit, and sisterhood exhibited by these two students exemplifies the purpose of this award. So wrote the nominator of Samantha Sammy Scott and Giovanna Jojo Jones, two young women, each exceptional in her own right, who came together to fill what they saw as a critical need. Evidence shows that having a dedicated space to unwind, vent, or just be yourself can help ease the demoralizing effects of microaggressions and racism or any ism which a young woman might encounter. With help from the Center for Women and Advocates for Racial Justice, Sammy and Joe created the Kitchen Table, a weekly program serving as a safe and supportive space for Emory's Black female students. By finding ways to integrate and connect their respective personal and intellectual journeys, they have built a foundation for a sustainable fight against persisting intersections of racism and sexism, which is a lesson to all of us who are struggling for change. Sammy and Jojo, tonight we collectively honor you and welcome you to the ranks of undergraduate unsung heroines, Sammy Scott and Jojo Jones. Hey, hey. We're going to do the best we can until we can't. Our next honoree, Ashley Ray Martinez, lives by these words. A fourth-year medical student, Ashley Ray was one of two volunteer student coordinators at the Harriet Tubman Women's Clinic at the Open Door community on Ponce de Leon Avenue, where she recruited her fellow med students, as well as faculty members, to staff a free reproductive health clinic for homeless women once a week. A fierce advocate for women's rights, as well as safety, justice, and equity for girls and women, Ashley Ray is a skilled and attentive clinician, says her nominator, always comforting, reassuring, and putting her patients at ease. More than a few times, she has stayed well past the clinic's closing time to help patients find resources and appropriate care. Now a board member of the clinic, Ashley Ray has written grants to expand the range of services found there and was instrumental in obtaining funds to secure rapid HIV testing. During her second year of medical school, Ashley Ray designed and directed a study on the relationship of partner and family support and postpartum depression in women with diagnosed psychiatric disorders. Her goal is that serious psychiatric symptoms in women are no longer dismissed as emotional issues. Hear, hear. We sing the praises of this physician in training with her fervent desire to heal not just the bodies of women, but their souls as well, and welcome her as the 2015 graduate student Unsung Heroine, Ashley Ray Martinez. This year's staff recipient of the Unsung Heroine Award, Tonya Woodward, is the Marketing and Communications Manager for the Center for Ethics. Outside of Emory, however, she is a prodigious volunteer, freely donating her time to the betterment and empowerment of women and girls. A legal advocate volunteer with the Partnership Against Domestic Violence, Tonya shepherds survivors of domestic violence through the legal system, attending court with them, and providing general support to PADV's legal team. She also donates her time to the Atlanta Harm Reduction Coalition, serving on the board of this agency that works to bring individuals engaged in high-risk activities closer to health and prevention services. Through the Junior League of Atlanta as Director of Community Agencies, Tonya works to strengthen community partnerships, pairing JLA members with volunteer opportunities. She was selected to be a 2014-2015 Fellow of the Georgia Women's Policy Institute, where she learned how to develop and support legislative action around women's issues. Keep up the good work, Tonya Woodward, while we welcome you to the illustrious roster of staff Unsung Heroines. Even in a vibrant academic community like Emory's, Dorothy Brown's course on how the legal system structures civil rights differently for historically marginalized groups stands out as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, writes her nominator. One of the nation's leading experts on tax law and critical race theory, Dorothy winds these improbable disciplines together by exploring the history and trajectory of the civil rights movement through full participation in the nation's economic and tax system. Here on campus, Dorothy has not only served as an engaging professor, but as a mentor to women students of all backgrounds. There is a legion of women Dorothy has positioned as scholars, peers, and members of an interdisciplinary community of scholars, especially for women of color who find it difficult to find and sustain support in many academic communities. Her advocacy has been key. For her intellectual firepower and her superb mentoring of students, we proudly laud this year's faculty honoree, Dorothy Brown. For more than 37 years, Rose Cannon served as a faculty member of the Nell Hodgson Woodruff School of Nursing. Armed with a master's degree in nursing from Emory and later a PhD, Rose educated and mentored countless nursing students here. She worked diligently, says her nominator, keeping extended work hours to provide the best educational opportunities possible for her students. A specialist in maternal fetal care, Rose is an expert lactation consultant and continues to counsel new mothers even in retirement. A leader in several national and local nursing organizations, she is particularly interested in the history of nursing. Her PhD is in American Studies, with a concentration in women's studies and Southern history. Nursing Annual Conference to Atlanta. She has written several publications and received a grant to collect and preserve the oral histories of Georgia and Emory nurses. Her work on this project facilitated new connections between several generations of Emory nurses. At the School of Nursing, she was coordinator of the Shadow a Nurse program, which pairs current students with Emory nursing alumni. And she was a popular faculty member with students, receiving the Emory Williams Award for Teaching. And she was a 2-time selection by students as a faculty marshal at commencement. To their praise of this esteemed faculty mentor, historian, and tireless advocate for breastfeeding, we add our own. And we welcome our latest alumna, unsung heroine, Rose Cannon. See what I mean? This is pretty remarkable. It's remarkable every year, and I am always stunned and amazed at these remarkable women that surround us all the time, everywhere, and lead us on. There are quite a few, I think, I hope, I see some, former winners of the Unsung Heroine Award with us tonight in the audience. And so one more time, I'm going to ask our newly anointed unsung heroines, along with anyone else in the audience who has been an unsung hero in the past, to please stand up and let's give thanks for these women. Thank you. So I know all of you know women in your own lives who've done remarkable things. So next year when the time comes to do some nominations, let's hear about them. It makes us all better to know by whom we are surrounded and by whom we should be inspired. Thank you so much for coming tonight, and I'll see you next year, I hope. Good night.